aliens, aliens, aliens. Very nice aliens, good aliens, passable aliens, annoying aliens, and terribly dangerous alien machines. That was what our galaxy was composed of. The strange machines still worried us. The Endcode had expanded their territory and power by a lot. While still improving our society and economy, something had to be done to control them. And to free everyone of their threat.
Weird heat blobs, long-range scanners, have picked up readings in the Sezuno system that could be best described as giant heat blobs. It's worth investigating. Make it so. What is that? Something else, big and testy. Upon entering Dressel, our sensors picked up strange readings. Dismissed at first as glorified asteroids, things quickly changed when it was discovered that these entities reacted aggressively to movement in space, even at a great distance. Observation of these entities, preferably from a safe distance, is advised. Keep it up! Election, it's election time. Again, we will get a new ruler. Each candidate enters the election with a mandate, the backing of a specific faction seeking voter support. On election day, all pops who may vote to do so, and the winner is elected first speaker. Let's see, Dark Savant is leading the fray. Our current first speaker is Johnny Really Rotten, my goodness me. And where is he? He's only in 3rd position. Here on the Alien Reform Observatory is a good Immanuel Can still. Johnny Really Rotten is on a good 3rd place. Dark Savant is in the 1st place. And Sergio Cortez is unfortunately in the last place. Who would be probably the most competent of these, but has an agenda that we cannot really fulfill. So whom should we support? Dark Savant with a home in the sky and charismatic. Immanuel Can with architectural sense, which is good. And Explorer, which is terrible now. Johnny Really Rotten, the champion of the people. Expansionist and with an architectural sense. Would also make sense. Sergio Cortez, the champion of the people, who is an investor. Would make most sense. We will support Mr. Cortez as much as we can. I mean, we have plenty, so we can invest a bit. And then we'll see whom the people will vote for. Also, we meant to change our diplomatic stance. We don't want to be expansionist anymore. We will do something else. We should really become either belligerent, or, on the other hand, we could become cooperative, and that's what we'll do. We must show that we are in the Federation to be friends with each other, and not for competition alone. Oh joy! We have established the colony Redigus Prime in the Redigus system. Let's see, what will we start here? What we currently need is definitely research, but in a tropical world, is that realistic? First, we need some room for our people. We have amenities, but we need room. We need a city district. We don't have the minerals for that, so we will have to, well, buy some minerals. The question is, we have to pay 1.3 for minerals here. The question is, maybe our friends can give us more. Hey, Varoliv, you surely have a lot of resources, don't you? Well, I don't think that works out. Okay. Is there anyone else? The Igarians. Hello there. Offer a trade deal for you. How much do you want for your minerals? Way too much. Maybe this is not a good idea. Yeah, we should probably just buy them from the market. Here we go. 500 of these. And what to start with on Ridigus, really? Yeah, we all want something like gene clinics or like the robots, assembly plants. That would be a great thing, but we also need housing. So we'll start with some housing and a city district. Ridigus Prime. We also need someone who has the administration on this thing. So we'll go for a new sector here, interestingly. Whom will we hire here? Oh. We'll hire someone who cares against the crime, which is absolutely perfect to start with. So we have a new technology researched as well. Fusion missiles. These updated space-to-space missiles have more powerful fusion warheads and improved flight performance. Now, where to go next? What to do next? What would be helpful would certainly be zero-G refineries, but also destroyers to go down that path. This is cheapest. And we have a bonus on that, so we'll go for the zero-G refineries. We will need help against our neighbors anyway. We could start building some ships at least, to get to our full naval capacity, and that's what we'll do. We can already improve something. The Culture Core Weight 1 can have improved fusion missiles here. That will be very good. So we can improve here and build another fleet, and we can improve here. We can build another fleet here. So there's that. We have something invested in here. Then let's change a defense platform. We have a defense platform here, the 1.0, and that is good with missiles. And I think we should kind of stick to missiles. We want to make the station as strong as we could. So we need a lot of shields. And some armor. It's still the 1.0, but we can have more here. So there's the question what to do here. Whoop, that worked out. So that's the upgraded Culture 1.0. And we'll call it the missile defense. And that's what we'll build here. We'll build one of the missile defense stations. Here we go. At least our government went to improve defenses with all of the alloys we had. At least we improved our military within the bounds of research. We would have went much further into research, but, well, the civilians believed we would be okay with the Federation protecting us. We would see if that would hold true, hopefully not with too many losses. Something else has happened. The TYankee, the spaceborne life forms, which the human head of society research has come to refer to as TYankee, are docile creatures, capable of accessing some lower dimension of subspace. They can roam from system to system with remarkable ease. They graze on gases, common to the upper layers of many gas giants. It's highly unlikely, to say the least, that this is their only food source, but intake of other nutrients has yet to be observed. They will rarely, if ever, attack, even when provoked. They can safely be ignored. Hunting them would be a net loss anyway. And there's something we should think about. We should at least think about. So there's a vast region of open space here. Some of it guarded, some of it not. And the question is, should we expand into it? Like here, next to the Phenox. There is definitely some systems in the open. On the other hand, there are the Sutherian archivists here. And there's also something in that region. On the other hand, we have a tundra world here and a tropical world here that could be settled. It's hard to tell. So the ultimate decision is probably to rather go and build something like habitats in here. That's something we aspire to do. Sergio Cortez has been elected as first speaker of the Earth Culture Cooperative. Oh, glorious times. We have now Sergio Cortez, who is a champion of the people and an investor, which increases our trade value, which is very good for us. News from the Rim. The Ultor Free Warriors encountered, having decoded what counts as a language among them. Envoy Tyrann has identified the He aliens as a nomadic civilization known as the Ultor Free Warriors. They occupy a number of large space stations in and around the Rothia system that house the bulk of their massive numbers in crowded and squalid conditions. Despite this, or perhaps because of it, they seem to have developed a strong martial culture. Life in the cold void has become second nature to them, and they are very adept at space warfare. There's no Ultor central government to speak of. Instead, they are divided into several different factions that vie endlessly with one another for resources and respect. Given their large population and the shipbuilding capability of their stations, this constant infighting is the only thing keeping them from growing into a significant threat in galactic space. Attempt to contact them. The Ultor Free Warriors, outsiders. We are the Ultor. Unlike the so-called civilized star nations of the galaxy, we have no single master to lord over us, but I have been chosen to convey this message to you on behalf of all the houses. Do not try to impose your soft and effete ways upon us. You may freely send your alien ships into Ultor territory, but do not expect them to return. Our warriors will welcome the diversion, however. Transmit on this frequency only if you wish to offer tribute, or if you have need of the mercenaries as well as the means to pay for them. End transmission. We have encountered a very dangerous alien race. And we'll see if we can use them, or if we will have to pay tribute to them to survive. Something else has happened with the war aliens, the space amoebas now. The entities encountered by our fleet some time ago are spaceborne forms of life, quickly nicknamed space amoeba. Following an analyst's gross misreading of initial sensor output, the creature is in fact larger than the average earthen corvette. Wow. Imagine that this eats your corvette, and then you're inside of this strange alien life form, breathing space. Fascinating creatures. A Federation law has been proposed. Active law is non-fleet contribution. They want to change it to low fleet contribution. And two of them are already saying yes. I fear we will have to say yes as well. This was the founding of the fleet of the Cosmic Compact, and we would see if we could contribute much to it, or if the force would be just a drain on our resources. The Federation pushed the first speaker to the Cosmic Compact Protocol, paving the way for the Federation fleet. Finally, we would have more ships at our disposal, or at least to protect us. It was a very good thing, this Federation. We had made friends with their military commanders as well. Quickly, as that was what the government wanted, sharing secrets. We were skeptical at first, but founding the Federation fleet finally was a result of the many friendships we had made along the way. An excellent outcome. Finally, more traditions. Our unity has led us to this place. That we find a new life. A new life awaits our citizens in the off-world colonies. A chance to begin again in a golden land of opportunity and adventure. With the help of an aggressive marketing campaign, the less fortunate elements of our society will be flocking to our colony ships to find a new life, and a beautiful life, out there. Something new has happened in the gas giant structure. The heart of the pulsar, rummaging through the secure safes, where the Star Petal's wealthiest clientele stored their personal belongings, has revealed a treasure trove of strange artifacts and jewelry. Perhaps the most noteworthy among the found items is the heart of the pulsar, a unique diamond necklace quite famous in its day for having been worn by 5 different heads of state. Oh, look at this. Oh, that's a welcome find. Truly, the heart of the pulsar. Yeah, let's rename it. The heart of the... Wait. It wasn't the gas giant, right? The heart of the pulsar. Jewel. To remind us of this beautiful quest. This will be sent over to Redigus in case we can start research there. Robbie, you're on it! Who just got association status? I haven't seen it. Hello there. It went by too quickly. While trying to stop time. We had a development there. But for sure it was the United Antrim Republics. Let's have a look here. Nope. But they are close. They are close. They are very, very close. For sure not them. But maybe the Compact of Vanosha. Vagnosha? Oh well, we've got enough friends. Oh look, it's been the Kundan Manufacturing. Yeah. That was high time too, of course. There's an encounter in Shepturis, the P-aliens. We must find out more about them. Whom are we going to send there? Maybe Damuga. Something has happened with the mysterious spacecraft. The vessel has disappeared. Efforts should be made to intercept their communications and begin a comprehensive language analysis. Oh my goodness. Keep it up. And what is this? Space Amoebas Forever. The Space Amoebas. The name has stuck as the pronunciation of the proper xenotaxonomic denominator is too unwieldy for the average human. Are solitary animals when left to their own devices. All but the youngest specimens are accompanied by quasi-independent flagella, organisms spawned by the amoeba and programmed through liquid RNA-laced secretions to do the bidding of the host. These flagella are capable of manipulating and even attacking objects in an impressive yet restricted range around the host, periodically returning to lodge inside the host amoeba's body for reprogramming. There are potential military applications to be found in the regenerative properties of the amoeba's thick hide, or in the flagella's graceful patterns of movement. Now, oh, yeah, the flagella could be fascinating, or we could gain some tissue samples. That would also be great. But the flagella are so great. Yeah, let us add the flagella to our concepts. Finally, my friends, we know more about applied quantum physics. The seemingly erratic behavior of tiny things can dramatically alter the way we think about the bigger things. What should we go for next? Oh, there's different things. The transit hub is something very good to have. The FTL inhibitor is something we could go for. Barrier point defense. It could surely be practical. We'll have a look. Surely the hyperdrive would be the best to get, but no one else has it yet, and so we're gonna go for the FTL inhibitor. First contact with the P-aliens? We'll just have to keep trying. We've only managed to intercept small fragments of their language so far because they have been so elusive. But we have a look, and the look doesn't look great. They look like mindless monsters trying to devour everything. Great advances have been made in the vitality of our leaders. The leader's lifespan has been increased by a whopping 10 years. And now? What now, you ask? Well, we could be looking forward to clearing some blockers. Like selective defoliants would maybe help us, but xenobiology is also pretty tempting. Though extremely expensive. But nevertheless, we got to do what we got to do. For biology. We found out something different about the PE aliens, a collective intelligence. Our efforts to decipher the signals picked up from the PE aliens have paid off, and we are finally able to open diplomatic channels with a civilization we now know to be the Hezekiah Hive. Remarkably, they appear to be to completely lack the concept of individuality that is inherent in the human species. Indeed, the individual Hezekiah drone has no free will or thought whatsoever and is a mere pawn of the hive mind. Far from chafing under such tight control, our researchers speculate that the Hezekiah have evolved to depend on this collective intelligence and would not be able to survive without it. A fascinating species. We must find out how such a phenomenon is possible. We are the Hezekiah Hive, and we speak as one. The hive mind has taken note of your presence. We will observe for now. Our future actions will depend upon whether you are a threat, an opportunity for expansion, or an unforeseen variable. We greet you as equals and friends, star travelers. How will they respond to our efforts? Let's have a look. Not at the moment. They're also belligerent, and they're at war with an unidentified empire. That is strangely crazy. I also have to do something here. On Sirius Prime in our diplomatic center. Oh well, oh well, oh well. We don't need further armies here. We'll see what we'll do with this.
A hive. What was that in the end? A massively centralized government acting as one? A lot of people of old Earth would have applauded such a state, but their quick ability to spring into action, the hive's ability, had one massive disadvantage. If they made an error, a fatal error, they would perish. If a diverse government, on the other hand, made mistakes, there was always the other parts of the society that would not have made this mistake and would protect society from collapse. The tail end would hit a unified consciousness pretty hard, even harder than an authoritarian society, which was fragile on its own. But it was still a society with at least some diversion, so while a hive was fascinating to look at, it seemed a very, very fragile construct.
There's been another proposal for an association status, and it's about the United Antrim Republics. The United Antrim would like to cooperate more closely with the Cosmic Compact, and we agree with that. Definitely a good idea. Steadily we have invested everything we had into our federation, and now we have gained a new level of cooperation. We have federal attaches, 2 unity and 5% trust growth for each envoy assigned to the federation by any member. Also, interior lines, well-charted and patrolled hyperspace corridors within our territory permit unparalleled freedom of movement, allowing our navies to rapidly concentrate wherever required. 10% ship speed in Federation space, sanctity of office. Rising to the highest office in our Federation is no royal coronation, it's a limitless commitment in service to all sentient life. Nevertheless, the presidency comes with a great deal of prestige. One more influence gain for the presidents. Finally, we have completed the Starhold. As space traffic increases, larger and more defensible starbases are needed to maintain control over system space lanes. Very welcome. Very great indeed. And we would look into maybe something different. Let's see. The crystal-infused plating is certainly very tempting. Destroyers are a good choice. Karamo metal materials certainly be extremely tempting. Assembly patterns are always practical. They are leading nowhere too. Larger spaceports and more powerful warships. What should we go for? In the end, we want to build habitats out there. But first, we must also defend. Buildings. To build buildings very quickly would also be a great boon. I think that will bring us most. It's time again for something else, a new tradition, Galactic Ambition. The banner of our great empire will one day be as common as hydrogen throughout the galaxy. Starbase upkeep reduced by 20%. It will be very helpful, and we're also getting into an ascension perk. Oh, there's a lot to be learned here. One of the big things, of course, that we want is technological ascendancy. Technologies that would have been indistinguishable from magic mere generations ago are now within our reach. A new age of technology has begun. We are a technocracy. Everyone should see it. In other news, something dangerous has happened. The end code is no longer a valid rival, and as they've grown, they are extremely dangerous now. Also, Federation needs to be centralized, everybody says. By two kinds of people. Oh, well, vote yes. Vote yes. We'll reform the Federation. We should look also into possibly investing a little bit more. We could have mining subsidies here instead of diplomatic grants. That might be better at the moment. Go for this edict. It would increase our empire sprawl, but maybe we can afford it. Will increase our miners output by a whopping 50%. That looks good. That looks really good. 25% sprawl impact. Goodness me. Well, we would also really like to go for a recycling campaign. So we're really fighting with the consumer goods. An education campaign also cannot hurt. Let's see how this will impact us. Wow, it impacts us quite a bit, which means we will end the diplomatic grants. Here we go. It's about mining now. What? The destruction of Kundia? The tectonically unstable homeworld of the Kundans has finally exploded. The eventual destruction had long been predicted by the Kundan manufacturing. A disorganized evacuation effort saved some of their citizens, but the majority seem to have still been on the planet's surface and disintegrated around them. The projected death toll is catastrophic. Fate can be cruel. Are you holding? Prospects are looking good for a future joint venture. Yeah, but, you know... oh god.
We had made friends with more and more people. We had a Federation fleet coming that would help the whole Federation. Against our external enemies, we had found out so much more about the galaxy. We had a good time. But all of that was still overshadowed by a looming threat. Our only and biggest worry had grown even more. The End Code was thriving. We had a strong federation to stop their advance, but what about the rest of the galaxy?